దగ్గరికి నేను పోదామన్నా అనిపిస్తుంది.
Welcome to Habibi Kiosk at Maximilianstraße, down home, Munich town. This is a place which Kammerspiele München uses as a performance location, but also as a kiosk, as a place where talk rounds happen, like this one, and exhibitions, and many things more. And hopefully we can use this place as an open place where people can come in and join the space together with us. At the moment, we just can do live streams, and this is what we do today. I have a special guest here today. My name is Tuncay Acar. By the way, I'm a cultural entrepreneur from Munich, and I'm doing this once a month. And I have a special guest today. My guest is Çağlar Yiğitoğulları. Welcome,
Hi,
Çağlar.
Tuncay. Yeah, thanks for welcoming. Thanks for inviting me. Thanks for having me here. Happy to be here.
Yes, we welcome you. You are part of a residency program of Kammerspiele Munich. And you are, at the moment, you are about to perform, to do a performance for 10 days here in the streets of Munich. The performance is called At the Bottom.
Am Boden.
Am Boden. And you will watch and experience the city from the very, very bottom of life, we can say. And you do it at any kind of weather, and you are very consequently doing the performance. Today I have been watching you
Under the rain, right?
Under the rain. It was quite hard for you, actually. But this is part of your art. But we talk about this later. We come to this issue too. You are an actor. You did act in movies and in TV series in Istanbul, which is the place of your artistical origin, I guess.
Yeah, still I would say so.
And you worked in Istanbul as a theater actor at the municipality theater and the state theater.
No, actually, I mean, this is the whole name of the theater, Municipality City Theater of Istanbul. It's just one company. Yeah, it belongs to the city and the municipality. But I mean, in Germany, you would call it Stadttheater, so this is the same institute, actually.
Yes, but you had a contract, lifelong contract, which is a safe situation in Turkey.
Technically, yeah, it's such a precious position.
It's a privilege for an artist to have this.
Yeah.
But you left these privileges to come to Germany and to do your art here.
Yeah.
And this was a decision, a quite important decision for you that you took about 4 years ago?
Yeah, I mean, I always wanted to leave Turkey, to be honest. I mean, during the last 20 years, I've been searching for the ways to leave the country. In between, I tried to do that, but yeah, I mean, after a certain while, I had to go back. But yeah, I mean, luckily 5 years ago, I took the decision, and it took almost a year to prepare myself. And yeah, it has been exactly 4 years that I'm living in Germany right now.
And you did art in Istanbul, especially as an actor.
Yeah.
But also you had a focus on performance arts.
Yeah.
And you were one of the first people in Istanbul who just did this as an actor, to be a performance artist.
Yeah,
too?
I mean, I mean, there are some really big emerging names, but I don't want to make mistake, but as far as I know, I'm the first one who was from the theater discipline, actually. I mean,
Actually,
there were
that's
some
what I
people,
meant,
you know, I mean, from architectural or, those kind of disciplines, but yeah.
Yeah. There is Mustafa Kaplan.
Yeah, Filiz Sızanlı.
And Filiz Sızanlı. These are the main names in Turkey, and you know them, of course.
I still admire them.
I met them also
so much,
once, and I invited them to Munich. Great performance artists, and this was something that inspired you to go into performance arts.
I mean, you know, Dostoevsky was saying that we all came from Gogol's palto jacket.
Yes.
I mean, Mustafa Kaplan has such a brilliant piece called Refrigerator Dolap, actually.
Yes, I know the play, yes.
So I say all those performance artists in Turkey came from this
this cupboard.
Cupboard.
Dolap means cupboard. Yeah. It's the name of the play too.
Yeah, but I mean they have literal refrigerator on the stage.
Yes, so and they work with the weight and with the refrigerator as an object, and they do it quite well. So, what was it for you? How was it for you to do performance arts beside your work as an actor in Istanbul? Because in Istanbul then, it was 15 years ago, I guess. When you started to do performance arts?
A bit maybe longer, but the last 15 years has been, I've been constantly, working as a performance artist also, or presenting my work in the field of performance,
But there were no stages really for these kind of
Definitely not. I mean, during the process, some private venues, performance venues also appeared. But also, unfortunately, some political, economical issues, they also had to closed. But I mean, for me, the performance field was kind of research area as an actor, as an actor who is coming from formal theater discipline and education, and. Actually, I started acting when I was really young. When I was 11, I was already, working as an actor, as a guest child actor for the National Theater. And then I studied acting, and then, I mean, at certain level, I just fed up, just constantly doing this method acting, and I just wanted to find new ways to perform, to do theater in a way. Then, for the first time, then I started searching ways, new methods. So this was the very first trigger that I started doing. Let's say, I mean, at that moment, I wasn't saying that it's performance, but I was saying I had started doing movement-based projects. That's how it started, actually.
And you did it in self-created venues, actually.
Yeah, at the beginning it was also, I mean, still that's what I like to do, but at the beginning I just started occupying unused places, venues, buildings. And I mean, it was hard, I mean, there were some places where there was no electricity, no toilet, but I was also inviting people those places. Everyone was so happy about it. And I mean, it was hard, dirty, struggling, but I was not aware what a huge freedom it was. I mean, now you cannot do such things. You would be arrested the minute after. And or even the people wouldn't join you to do such events, let's say. But it was my concept, and I mean, then, then you don't need the budget to organize or to rent a venue. And it also, part of my concept, as I said, but also, I always like to call my work as a punk event rather than a performance, And you
created fanzines as a flyer?
Yeah, I never established a social media event to invite people, to let the others know what I'm doing. And so this was also part of my concept, that I was doing handwriting punk fanzines. And I mean, I also would like to show some small pieces, fragments of my work. You will also see that it's technically it's really simple. And I was always triggered myself from the idea or the slogan of DIY, do it yourself. And people were also saying that if you know just 3 chords with your instrument, you know, the punks just occupy the stage and do something. Because, you know, at the end, you're in the need of saying something. You have something to say. Then you're not interested in the quality of the venue or just the form and so. So this is still, in a way, that's what I'm interested in, actually.
I mean, I know your works for a long time. We know each other from Istanbul. And I realized that you like to take risks when you work. I mean, really, literally a body risk. There is always some kind of danger of injuries in your work, and you do take it hard in your performances, and you like to check out the borders also bodily, like with your physical body. But you also check out the borders with the people around you, with the all-day situation in society. What is the impulse for you to working in such a manner?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, taking risk is my concept, but I also would like to add something that not only physical, I'm also interested in taking political risks as well. It's also part of the concept. I mean, this is just the motivation and trigger to present something in the field of performance. And this also changed during the time why I'm doing this. And at the beginning, as I was saying that, you know, as an actor, I was just searching new methods for myself. And I realized that taking or bringing the concept of risk to the stage would allow me not to pretend anything in front of the audience, because I still believe that when I impose myself into this physically struggling situation, and when the obstacle is clear from the outside, from the audience perspective, it's clear that I'm not performing anything. It's even not necessary to pretend something, you know. When the idea of risk is,
while you're performing, you try to perform as less as possible.
Yeah. I mean, basically, you can say, I don't want to say such big words, but I mean, technically, it's like actually it's anti-theater. What I'm doing is anti-theater, because I am coming from theater background. I was educated the way how, you know, I mean, I also had such brilliant, beautiful teachers who were Russians, actually, mostly Georgian. And I mean, I am interested in method acting, you know, but I mean, there is the concept of constantly asking if question yourself as an actor. If you know, I mean, just like it works something like this. If I were in a situation where blah, blah, you know, as an actor, you're supposed to ask this constant question to yourself. And this is obviously pretending or performing something. You can be good at it, but I don't want to do that. Or in between, I didn't want to do this.
So this is a counterpart to your work as an actor.
Yeah.
The counterpart is to do performances.
Then I started saying, here in this kind of obstacle, mostly physical obstacle, that I cannot ask such questions to myself. I am who I am, and while I'm doing the performance or trying to deliver the story to you, I am also struggling or dealing with the situation that I created.
Yes.
But then, actually, during the time, also the idea of bringing risk element changed in my understanding, and I started using it as an alienation effect in my work, but also different than how Brecht had used as Verfremdungseffekt. In my understanding, in my concept, it's also different that because I'm also demolishing all those kind of illusionary world of theater, that I'm not putting mirror in front of the audience, you know, in this kind of Italian way of, you know, theater architecture. That's also the concept of method or common theater. And I'm also demolishing all those understandings. And I say, I am part of the audience, and the mirrors are around us. and we are just, you know, occupied by the situation. And as I'm also part of the story and also the storyteller of the narration, I need kind of distance between me and the story itself. Because the story that I'm interested in to tell is hard to tell. You know, not to go into this emotional direction. I bring this risk element as an alienation effect.
So you create a situation maybe to have an issue to observe. It's an observation you do.
Yeah, definitely.
So you bring yourself in a situation where you are forced to observe yourself and the situation together with the audience. So the audience is also part of the observation.
Definitely. I'm not interested in creating such distance between the audience and the performance venue. So there is no also this illusionary, fake, pretended situation. I'm at the same level. I am also, you know, just a storyteller. I'm not the performer, but the story that I like to say is hard to deliver, and that's why I need to myself, you know, grounded. Yeah, put grounded. So that's why I need a bit distance between me and the story. But I'm closer to the audience. I'm just putting the distance between me and the story because mostly I'm the one who is also experiencing the story itself.
Yes.
I'm not mostly telling someone else's story.
So maybe it's good for the audience also to understand your work. Maybe we could watch an example.
Yeah, would be good.
This is a video of one work you did in Istanbul, and we will show 3 parts of it.
Yeah.
And you can explain and do the explanation and just tell how you approach the work.
All those things that I've been telling you about my work is just subtext. I'm not, you know, I mean, it's just the trigger. The way how I provoke myself. Of course, those things are not that clear, you know. I mean, I'm not also giving declaration to the audience, but yeah, also in this piece there are so many subtexts and other layers. That's what I like to tell you a bit, but yeah, I mean, first of all, I took the term of this from hip-hop or rap terminology, DISS. You know, when
this is the name of the play.
That's actually first I use it as the genre of the piece, and I just decided to keep it as also the title. And the idea of dissing, like, you know, when the rap or hip-hop musicians, when they're arguing their music or their lyrics, they take one part or their lyrics, someone else's lyrics, and they do something over it. So this is the idea of dissing.
This is a very old art form, actually.
Of course. I also consider myself.
Also, poets did this once, and also now actually are doing.
I mean, I also consider myself as someone who is coming from or interested in subcultural life. Yeah. So it's also part of the way how I.
And I guess painters do the same. Right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So this was my trigger to produce this work. So I chose 5 or 6 concepts from my life, like myself, the nationality, family, relations, and those kind of things, and I dissed them. And the first video, the first fragment that I like to show is about dissing the idea of nationality.
I mean, it's dissing the identity, actually, or some kind of?
It's gonna come at the end. Yeah, first I'm dissing the nationality. Okay. This is somehow my biggest issue, let's say. I start with the nationality. And there is short texts. Of course, I mean, I just did the piece and presented the piece in Istanbul, so I was somehow interested in authentic material, you know. And the text that I was using is the student ode.
Which is performed nearly every day in Turkish schools by
Yeah, I mean every
schools,
day or
pupils.
once in a week. But I mean, yeah, I mean if
You
you're
hear
a
it very
child,
often with microphones on the yard.
you have to
schoolyard,
shout,
you have to
very
shout.
loudly.
Yeah.
And it's like
It's a very common text that everybody knows in Turkey because
Yeah.
he or she
Yeah,
grew
definitely.
up with it, and you
I mean-
translated it.
I don't want to. I mean, it's very short, but it's something like this. I'm a Turk. I'm truthful and I'm a hard worker. My law is to protect younger ones, to protect my elder, to love my country and my nation more than myself. My ideal is to rise, to progress. My existence shall be a dedication to the Turkish existence. How happy is the one who says, I'm a Turk. So this is
a
the
very
text.
popular quote
This is
at the
very,
end.
this is, I must admit, this is really horrible saying. I mean, when I was child, I was not aware of it, but I mean, I am kind of Turkish person, but imagine all those Armenian people, the Kurdish minorities, all those minorities were, I mean, no one
Forced
has
to
been
say this,
asked if they
to
like to
shout
join.
this.
Yeah, and this is how I reacted to this childhood trauma, let's say, in my work. Yeah, please.
So let's watch the...
Yeah. So that's the Turkish flag I'm drawing. So that's the Turkish flag that I'm drawing on the wall. Can we? Yeah, I mean, it continues like this and getting more brutal and brutal. So then, can we jump to the second video? So, I mean, so that's why I was saying.
But what's happening here is you are reciting this text, which is an oath, a student's oath, over and over again with a microphone in your mouth. And this performance just shows the tension and the drastic that happens in this country every day, actually, and which the kids grow up with.
Yeah, this militarist or fascistic saying.
Yeah, and it is old. No, the oath is from the 20s, from the from the foundation of the Republic.
Should be, sounds so,
because it's just it's like a manifestation of an ideology,
and that's what I was saying, that I also take political risks. You know, I mean, in Turkey now it changed a bit. Now it's another kind of complicated topic that I don't want to go into this direction, but you cannot argue. You could not argue about such things when I was performing this performance. So that's why I was saying that I'm also interested in taking political risks. Because
it happened in Istanbul in the year of?
I mean, I just kept... Actually, this is kind of site-specific performance. Yes. I was just changing the performance regarding the venue. I performed it between 2010, 2015. I don't remember when exactly it was. By the way, just before I forget, I just need to mention a name.
Yes.
Because, I mean, I had a name behind me when I was presenting this work, Handan Ergidiren. I mean, she was such a brilliant... I mean, I called him as the supervisor of the performance, but she was such an amazing provoker, actually.
She's a choreographer or also
she's also coming from
artist?
Different discipline. I think she was architecture or, But she, I mean, she...
Like a curator.
Yeah, but she founded a modern dance company, or she opened the modern dance department at the conservatorium, something like
and her name is Handan Ergidiren.
Yeah, recently I talked to her and she moved to Cyprus. I mean, yeah, she was supporting me in the best manner.
Yeah. So this is important if you do such kind of art. And that's what I wanted to ask you, because you did this about 5-6 years ago. Or maybe
even longer, tiny bit longer, yeah.
How is it now to do such performances in Istanbul? Is it possible?
I mean, since I moved to Germany, actually, in my perspective, not that much things are happening, especially after the Gezi uprising. It's quite, you know, I mean, the oppression and the economical crisis, the, you know, limited freedom. Most of the venues are just, you know, closing. So, I mean, it's definitely art, but I mean, I also know such brilliant artists. They're just struggling, producing something, you know, in between all those difficulties. They do such things, but I mean, since I left, I've never been there. So, I mean, I just hear such things from social media or from my friends, but actually I'm not the witness what's happening. But from outside, I mean, I already started experiencing this after the Gezi uprising. It's quite limited anyway. Some because of the political situation, some financial, some, I don't know, sociological, ideological, I don't know, yeah.
So you dissed the national ideology with this performance, and in the next one?
Next one, where I'm dissing the idea of, or the concept of family. Mm-hmm. So there is gonna be a slogan that I'm gonna be writing to the wall. This is the slogan of the most known biscuit and chocolate company of Ülker. Since 80s, this company has a slogan where it says, please, Dad, bring me Ülker tonight.
doesn't say bring me biscuits, they say bring me ülke.
Yeah, I mean, if they're mentioning
branding,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah. They're mentioning directly the brand. So this is the slogan that I'm writing on the wall. So this is the way how I dissed the idea of family. And also the idea of DIY. It was also kind of decision that I'm doing everything on my own. I just, play the music. I just turn the light onto the direction where I'm just producing some, performing something. And as I called my work as a punk event, I never interested in to organize a efficient shooting and so that's why, pardon that also the recording is lame.
No, I think
the recording
it's
quality.
It's like it is, It's an improvised situation, an empty space, not legal.
Yeah. Self-destructive.
This is a quite emotional scene, right? This is the biscuits, the brand with which every child grows up in Turkey.
Yeah. So in this fragment also the emotional risk involves not only physical or political, also the emotional risk. Shall we skip the third part?
I don't know, you have to decide.
Yeah, let's do so.
So in the third part,
I'm dissing myself.
You're dissing yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
And there is also a short text that I'm saying that there is something in my mind which scares me a lot. And I say, when I see the reflection of my head on a train window, for example, everything seems like going through of it. I don't know what it is, but there is something in my mind which scares me a lot. That's the text that I'm saying. Can we just push it, please? anlatacağımı bilmiyorum ama herhangi bir yerde, herhangi bir durumda, bir camda, aynada ya da bir karanlık tren penceresinde kafamın aksini gördüğüm zaman sanki dışarıdaki manzara kafamın içinden akıyormuş gibi oluyor. Yani bu kafamın şeklinin tuhaf ya da başka tür olmasına değil ama bir şey var kafamın içinde. Kafamın içinde bir şey var. Beni gerçekten korkutuyor. Yani
And while you reciting the text, something happens with you.
Pardon?
It's the reflection of the text that has an effect on you while you reciting.
I didn't get this, pardon.
While you recite the text, there happens something with your body, what we see now.
It's just like, I mean, just to create an unexpected moment that I start doing this, so that's why I involved the text material actually.
Because it morphs the text also. The movement morphs the text.
Yeah.
It's the same like in the first performance where you morph the text and the vocals with the microphone in your mouth. This is the way you
So
work.
funny. I mean, I was not aware of it, but then I also did some versions of this performance, and I started performing in abroad, and then I mean, so many psychologists and were also interested in the piece, and few times I was told that I have, how you call this syndrome, that you have this. From your childhood, this, I forgot the name. Everything is related to my mouth, like everything is too oral.
Oral phase of your
Yeah.
You didn't
I was
get out
not.
of the oral phase.
I was not aware of this, but I was reminded.
You have a few performances where you eat, where you put something into your body, like raw meat, for example. I can remember.
Yeah.
This is some kind of observation of your body, and you go to your limits with your body with this eating raw meat.
I also did a lot of drugs on the stage, so it was also kind of oral thing. I already have so many versions in my life, but I'm really fan of Sarah Kane's Psychosis piece. So in the piece, normally the character itself is under the chemical lobotomy. So at the end, so this is the level that I arrived finally, that at the end, instead of pretending as if I'm under the chemical lobotomy, I really put myself under the chemical lobotomy situation. I was just taking so many drugs just in front of the audience. They also knew the concept. The whole idea was just trying to keep performing the piece itself while I'm fighting this overdose need of sleep and.
So this is also an example for your approach. Like you bring yourself in a situation, maybe a risky situation, maybe a challenging situation, and then you work with it. And what you do here now in the course of the residency is maybe the next level you took, because the challenging situation here is actually a very insecure situation for your life that you brought yourself in with the decision to leave Istanbul and to come to Germany and to really have the aim to work here as an artist. And that what you experienced the last 4 years is a challenge, maybe one of the greatest challenges for you in your life. How is it for you? Can you tell us about it?
I mean, when I say that I don't like to pretend in my work, so I take risk, this is also the concept of my life. I don't like to pretend in my life, and I take the risk to free myself. to be who I am. And at the end, yeah, I mean, it was nothing to me to have this lifetime contract and all those things. And then I was so glad to have the chance to leave the country in this way.
I mean, actually, you had a lot of experiences abroad. You traveled around the world and worked as an actor and a performing artist.
Yeah.
But you were always based in Istanbul, and you had your secure job there.
And I was not interested in how much I would earn from my job, because I was already financing myself from the money that I was earning
especially
from the
with the
theater.
TV series, which are very well paid, I guess.
Yeah,
And you have a certain popularity in Turkey too as
Yeah.
an actor. And here you don't have this, but you decided.
Thanks for reminding.
No, it's the issue of your work also, because you are rolling on the streets for 10 days. And I think from my perspective, I see there a person who is already at the edge of the society, because you are new here. You have to establish yourself as an
Yeah.
actor or an artist, and this takes time. And while you try to establish yourself, you have to deal with the foreign department of the municipalities, and you have to clarify that you earn enough money to have a right to exist.
Can you just stop mentioning?
It's like a massage, or like a heavy massage for you now. But
Hot shower.
actually, this is what you play with your performance also, and not play, but this is a reflection.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, of course, my work is the reflection of my psychology, my ideology, and everything. And this is the predicament where I'm in. When I heard the call from Kammerspiele about this residency program under the title of "What is the City?", I just would like to reflect my experience through the city. You know, I mean, so this is also the reason why we called this night as In Between. I mean, I am always in between. I have always been in between. I didn't fit to the country when I was living in Turkey, that I was the other. And now I'm here in Germany, that I'm the other as well. I'm not dealing, or I'm not doing well with the Turkish community, because for them I'm the political opponent. And for the old German people, I'm the Turk. So I'm still in between. So I'm the other, and I'm happy to be the other. You know, I mean, this is my identity, and no problem about it. And I will this will never change. I will always be the other. So the idea of rolling on the street was also reflection of the other, and you can just change the name or change the image of the other. It can be anyone, you know. I mean, it can be a beggar, it can be a refugee, it can be, just someone else. Normally, you don't.
That's what I wanted to say. It's not just about you and your situation. It's also a political statement and a political a reflection of a society.
I mean, this is the only thing that I'm trying to do, actually. I just would like to encourage people to think about the other perspectives of life, and not always seeing the life through the level of the eye, just to remind them that there are also another levels, another societies, another classes. And I mean, I'm safe, you know. I mean, there is a video person behind me. I mean, sometimes she hides herself. It's not that visible, but she's with me. I mean, in any emerging situation, she's there to help me. But so that's the important thing. Why someone choose to go to the ground again? You know, I mean, when he has the right or the opportunity to behave like the others, you know, like the majority, why someone chooses to do such an act.
Why did you choose it?
Yeah, I mean, the duration of the event is not enough. I can just talk about for hours about this, but basically this is what I'm interested in also in the theater. I'm not someone who could create such big statements. I don't want to say such big words, and I don't have the answer of such big questions, but at the end I don't like to encourage people about what to think, but I would like to encourage the people the way how to think. I'm also kind of provoker. I just would like to provoke them to think the way that normally don't do. And yeah.
And the life in between is maybe also a very actual thing, right? It's a very current thing. It happens now, especially in these times. It happens a lot because we have a lot of people who are forced to bring them in a space in between because they don't have another solution. Like all the refugees and all the people who have to leave their so-called homelands, home countries. But this opens also, it's very hard, and there happen a lot of tragedies on the way, but this opens a new stage and a new file, actually. Maybe it's a very very important thing to talk about at the moment, life in between and what it brings to modern or postmodern society in these times.
Pardon, I mean, this is also the power of the performance art itself, that I also like to mention this performance as an artivist's act. It's somewhere in between activism and art. Actually, it's quite, reflective demonstration on the street, and just like also there is term in English theater. It's like in your face, very direct.
And you have reactions also from the people. For example, we laugh a lot about it. I mean, what I admire about you is you choose to make a concept for an art piece in a very tense phase of your life, where you struggle with existence problems and everything that you struggle as a person that came to Germany very new and has to deal with all the bureaucratics and learn the language, and you have a lot of things in your list to do every day. And I think I'm not a person who could easily, or not easy, or for you it's maybe also not easy, but who would have the urge to create an art piece too. But this is for you as important as to save your staying permission, for example. It's the same level, I guess. Do I think it in the right way?
I mean, this is the reason why I'm here, you know. In order to have this freedom to express myself, I left everything behind. So right now I'm also collaborating or working with the other directors, choreographers, and I'm always there to do my best, what I'm asked. But if it's my turn to present something, this is what I'm interested in doing. So actually, I mean, this is really what I'm interested in, and this is the freedom and the way how I would like to express myself as an artist, as a performer, as an activist, as a man. And I also give such a big value to the performance art in a way, because it's always, I mean, there is no escape from it. It's always very political. Even you choose doing nothing, it's very strong and very political, actually. And as a performer, I have been interested in the quality of the performer, you know, just one moment, the certain quality or the technique of the performer. I always, also as an audience member, I have always been interested in seeing this crescendo moment. But now, I mean, also, yeah, in life, I also changed. I'm not there anymore. This one single repetitive movement, just rolling or crawling on the street, is the strongest act that I've ever done in my life as a performer.
How is it? I mean, we talk about you, but are you alone? Is there a network of people all around the world that you are always communicating with? Are there people who support you? Do you work together with people? Do you have a network, a lively network around you, or are you just a solo performer?
Actually, this is such a good term to mention that I would like to mention the beautiful meaning of solidarity. That's everything in life, actually, after we all experience this, you know, corona, and so solidarity is everything. That's the only way where we can make the life more beautiful than it is. So in this understanding, also, you know, just being at Kammerspiele right now, just after this corona lockdown process, that I'm invited here and I'm just, you know, given the freedom and the chance to present my work. This is also part of this support I take in a way. I mean, I was not the only one who applied for this, but obviously also Kammerspiele is opening its doors to the ones who would like to do something or who's in the need of this support. So this is also part of this. And
performers?
Yeah, I mean, in a way it's part of the concept of my life that in this field I'm very lonely, actually. I don't even know any performance artists whom I mean, I know some names, of course. I mean, my friends, I'm also constantly reading, you know, the history of performance art. There are so many names that I'm inspired. But, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. But also, I mean, in every work, I also bring such a different material, you know. I mean, people who know me from theater, they would never imagine me that I would be dancing or moving. And the ones who know me from the dance scene, they cannot believe that I studied theater. So this is also another kind of field that I'm presenting my work. But I mean, it's not that common because normally there is no money in the field of performance. You know, I mean, you just must be really in the real meaning of crazy to do such things. But I mean, still, maybe the first time that one of my work as a performance artist got such a support, I've always financed myself as a performance artist. So to whom I can go and to ask to collaborate with me?
Maybe there are a lot of people.
Yeah, hopefully.
Who watch.
But I mean, on the other
moment.
side, I mean, this is not the only thing that I understand from performance art. I'm also presenting my work in the performance field as a full-night performance piece. Yeah, for example, I mean, I did a lot already in Germany. I also got some funds when I was in Berlin. Now I got a fund that I'm based in Hamburg right now, that I got fund from Hamburg Kulturbehörde. By the end of the year, I'm supposed to present my stage performance work in a theater venue called Lichthof Theater in Hamburg. Yeah, it's also performance, but it's like, you know, I mean, we know what time it's gonna start, what time it's gonna finish. There I'm gonna be collaborating with a friend of mine whom I invited as the director of the piece. There is going to be a musician, there is going to be costume designer, and so. So this is, yeah, this is also, yeah, I mean, this is also to prove how rich the performance art is. It can be very diverse, very multidimensional, and so, yeah. And I'm somehow interested in all those kind of branches of the art, theater, dance, and so I can also involve, if necessary, into my work.
I mean, you're used to it. I remember you went to Belgium and worked together with a performance group.
Abattoir Fermé, yeah.
Yes, and made experiences there a lot, which you also use in your work.
Yeah, that's also funny. I mean, I admire the theater in Belgium. Actually, I also work with Abattoir Fermé. I also work with Jan Fabre, and there is a beautiful term that I'm interested in theater. It's called post-dramatical theater. That's, I think, the term which was created in Belgium, in the Flemish part of Belgium. And it's funny that I always make joke with my work that I also call my work as post-traumatic theater rather than post-traumatic. I'm somehow influenced by the Flemish theater, but yeah, I put some Turkish influence on it.
So you will perform, I think, 7 days more.
Yeah.
Every day on the streets.
Yeah.
And we are very curious about all that will happen. And you will present because you have someone who documents you all the time, and you also take notes while you when you finish the performance. You take notes
Every
for yourself.
day, yeah.
And you will edit the video material that comes out, and you also use your notes to create a resume, like a resumption of all this.
Live blog also, yeah. I mean,
And you blog on Instagram, on the Kammerspiele Instagram site every day, and but there will be a presentation of the finished resumption.
Yeah.
It will be a video screening at 29th of May.
Yeah.
7 o'clock.
That's true. Yeah.
And I will join you also
Super.
on this. And we are very curious what happens till then, and also afterwards, your struggle still goes on because till July you have your existence here is allowed till July. You know, you have the your dein Aufenthaltserlaubnis sozusagen, and then you still don't know.
But right now I seem safe that I already have some projects to do. But yeah, I mean, yeah,
but you have to show projects, show works that you can legitimate your stay here.
I mean, in a way, Germany is the country where I'm welcomed or accepted as my profession, with my profession as an actor. That's my statue here, that I have artist visa, but it's also such a struggling statue to have, to keep. And this is this statue which is only given by Berlin state. And yeah, I mean, Berlin is such a unique place at that sense, but it's not like that in Hamburg or in Munich. So it's always good to mention such things that, I mean, there are some non-European people around, and it's that the life is extremely different for us when the time comes to get some governmental support and those kind of things. It's something quite different. Yeah.
Çağlar, thank you for the talk, and thank you for your presence, for all your work you do here. We are very curious, as we said, and at last point, I want to mention the title in between. I like the title. And today I met someone, a musician also, with whom I talked about the issue. And he also, just independent from this happening here, he told me that he's also fed up with this urge of the people to identify themselves with some kind of identity, cultural identity or religious or national identity. And he also said he likes to be a person in between. And this is also what you mentioned, and I guess this is, of course, also what my life is all about. And I also enjoy to be in between.
Nice to meet you.
And maybe we meet
between,
more
yeah.
people, and can you invite to the spaces in between? This is, and one of these spaces is the Habibi kiosk, and then at this point I want to...
Yeah. Any transition spot,
yes.
place.
Yes.
From Kammerspiele through the street,
to
the city.
Street. Yes, this is very important, I guess. And I hope we can
definitely.
open
So
up
precious.
the place, and hope to see you at 29th of May at 7 o'clock when we present the resumption of the work that Çağlar Yiğitoğulları has done here, together with the video artist. What's her name?
Zoe.
Zoe, the last name you don't know?
Unfortunately.
You didn't know before? Okay, but you can read it in the program of the Kammerspiele. Thank you for watching, and hope to see you the next time, exactly in 1 month, when we continue with Diese Situation from Habibi Kiosk. Thank you, Çağlar.
Thanks for having me.
And thanks to
so
the technical
much.
team and everybody
Definitely.
from Kammerspiele.
Thank you.
Ciao.